Hello.
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 And I'm also going to, if it's okay with everybody, I'm going to mute everybody now because we're now on the streaming. So other than fear, I'm going to mute everybody. So you'll be able to see people, but unfortunately, Susan, you won't. You'll only be able to hear. But
Okay.
One minute. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Goreyam valayla, kolel umipne hosher, golel umipne hosher, kehosher mipne yor. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's very, very strange doing this from home. I did some Erev Shabbat services when we were between rabbis, and that was extremely scary. But this is even worse because I can't ask you to help me. So I will carry on, whatever. And as I was saying to Shelley earlier this afternoon, if my tune goes somewhere you don't expect, well, you take your tune wherever you want, because I can't hear you. But I'll probably find my way back at some point, and we'll say it was a harmony. So first, to light the candles. If you have your candles with you, please do join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. And I'm starting on On page 250, with prayer number 3. We, the family of Israel, live in a world where fears hold our hearts hostage, terror clutches the soul, and real foes or imagined enemies can invade our daily lives. We know how easily our loving kindness melts away. Our sense of justice goes into eclipse. Yet our security comes from you. Let our openness and commitment to the world help transform its future so that we and our children may live in peace. O God, give us courage to face the dangers we see with hope undiminished, for your name's sake. We, the family of Israel, carry a sacred responsibility for this, our fragile planet, the glory of your creation. You have made us stewards of the land, protectors of the seas, and guardians of the air we breathe. Let us not poison our destiny with selfishness or presumption. Let us draw deep from the living waters of Torah, humbly devoted to respect for all your creatures and reverence for all your creation. Let our actions each day help repair your world, for this is our holy task. O God, help us remember that we are guests in the world for your name's sake. And we begin our service on page 111. We begin with Psalm 95. And please do join in as loudly as you can with whatever tune you prefer. It will work in this strange together and apart world. Lehu neranena ranena ladonai naria naria letzo yeshenu. Lehu neranena ranena ladonai naria naria letzo yeshenu. Nekadma fanav nekadma fanav betoda. Bismirot narialo. Bismirot narialo. And on page 112, Psalm 96. Sing to the Eternal a new song. Sing to the Eternal all the earth. Sing to the Eternal, bless God's name. Proclaim God's salvation day after day. Describe God's glory among the nations and God's wonders among all peoples. For great is the Almighty and praised aloud, awesome beyond all gods. For all the people's gods are false gods, but the Creator has made the heavens. Splendor and radiance are in God's presence, strength and beauty in God's holy place. Pardon me. Give to the Eternal, you races and peoples. Give to the Eternal glory and strength. Give to the Eternal the glory due to God's name. Bear an offering and enter God's courts. Worship the Eternal in the radiance of holiness. Tremble before God, all the earth. Say among the nations, the Eternal rules. The world too is set firm and cannot be shaken. God will judge the peoples with justice. And on page 114, Let the heavens rejoice and the earth delight. Let the sea thunder in its fullness. Let the field be glad and all within it. Let all trees of the forest sing out at the presence of the Creator who comes to judge the earth. God will judge the world with righteousness and the peoples with truth. And as you might have guessed, all the tunes have gone out of my head completely. I might ask Jonathan to unmute himself and give me a nudge if he feels like it. They're all in here, they just won't come out. Oh, I've remembered it. You're off the hook, Jonathan. Yismehu Hashamayim, Yismehu Hashamayim, Yismehu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Yismehu Hashamayim, Yismehu Hashamayim, Yismehu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam umelo. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam umelo. And Psalm 97. Adonai malach tagel haaretz, yismechu im rabim. Anavarafel sivav, tzedek u'mishpat melechon kiso. And please read through the English. The words of our Psalms are very beautiful and we don't often take time to look at them. And we'll meet up again at verse 11. A harvest of light is sown for the righteous, and joy for the constant heart. You who are righteous, rejoice in the eternal. Call God's holiness to mind with praise. Ozarua latzadik uyishrei lev simcha. Ozarua latzadik uyishrei lev simcha. Simchu tzadikim Adonai Adonai v'chodu lezecher kodsho. Simchu tzadikim Adonai Adonai v'chodu lezecher kodsho. On page 117, Psalm 98. And I'm reading from verse 4. Call out to the eternal, all the earth. Cheer and sing and play. Play to the eternal with the harp and with the voice of music, with trumpets and the sound of the horn. Call out before the sovereign, the eternal. Let the sea thunder in its fullness, the world and all who live in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing out as one at the presence of the eternal, who comes to judge the earth, judging the world with righteousness and the peoples with justice. I'm on verse 7 now. Yehiram hayam, Yehiram hayam, Yehiram hayam, umaloho, Yehiram hayam, Yehiram hayam, Yehiram hayam, umaloho. Tevel ve'yoshvevav, necharot yimhafu, hav yachad harim yirenu, lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel b'tzedek v'amim b'mesharim. An interesting mashup, you will have noticed. We continue with Psalm 99. The eternal rules, let the nations tremble. God is enthroned in judgment, and the cherubim, let the earth shake. Adonai malach yigazu amim, Yoshev keruvim tanut haaretz. And over the page, on verse 9, Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, Romemu, Romemu, Adonai, Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, Romemu, Romemu Adonai, V'hishtachavu lecha kodsho, V'hishtachavu lecha kodsho, V'hishtachavu lecha kodsho, V'kodsho. Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, Romemu, Romemu, Adonai, Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, Romemu, Romemu, Adonai, V'hishtachavu lecha kodsho, V'hishtachavu lecha kodsho, V'hishtachavu lecha kodsho, Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Psalm 29. Let's read it in English. I've forgotten the tune. If you can read it in Hebrew, just do. Give due honor to God, divine beings. Give due honor to God's awesome power. Give the honor that is due to God's name. Worship God in the beauty of holiness. God's voice is over the waters, present in the thunder's crash. God rules over stormy waters. The voice of God is power. The voice of God is majesty. The voice of God breaks cedars. God shatters the cedars of Lebanon, making them skip like a calf. Lebanon and Sirion like young oxen. Shall we read some more of it? It's a nice one. God's voice splits the lightning shafts. God's voice whirls the desert sand. God whirls the desert of Kadesh. God's voice makes the wild deer calve. It strips the forest bare, while in God's temple all cry glory. God was enthroned at the flood. God is enthroned, sovereign forever. God gives strength to your people. God bless your people with peace. Vashalom. Jonathan, do you remember this tune? Unmute yourself, Jonathan.
Now everybody's going to see me on the stream as well. Which tune for
that nice one about
Lachad Adi?
No, Kol Adonai Hotzvela Havotesh. It's escaped me. Not to worry, because I haven't got any written music to remind me. It's a lot harder with no congregation to prompt or keep the flow. So
you're doing great, Thea. Keep going.
I know what's next. Well, I hope everyone out there is filling the gaps, because that has become a minhag with my service leading. Just I can't hear you filling the gaps, but I hope you are. So we're on page 121 and we are up to Lachad Adi, and I'm going to use a tune I definitely know. Lechad Odi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamo v'zachor b'dibur echad, hishme'anu el hamiuchad Adon echad u'shemo echad v'shemo tiferet v'hitila. Lechad odi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechad Odi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lu lechu v'nelcha, ki meko habaracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'masha pratila. Lechad Odi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechad Odi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hittori, ki va'orech kumiori, uri shadir, shitibari, kavod Adonai alek negila. Lechad Odi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechad Odi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Ohi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha u'vutzola, toch emune am segola, boi kala. Lechad Odi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha doti likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabbalah. And now, apparently, according to our rabbi, we're all in the right frame of mind to step into Shabbat. My blood pressure is sort of from here down to about here. It's improving. We continue. Page 124, Psalm 92, verse 13. And I tripped myself up. Oh, I've got it. Tzadikata ha'mayifra ke'eretz b'lavanon yizgei shetulim beveit Adonai b'hatzrot Eloheinu yafrihu od yenun b'seifa Deshenim v'rachanim ihiu lecha agid ki yashar Adonai tzuri b'lo avlatabo. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree, grow tall like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of their Maker. They shall flourish in the courts of our God, bearing new fruit in old age, still full of sap and still green, to declare that the Creator is faithful, my rock in whom there is no wrong. Adonai Malach Yehud Lavesh Adonai Yositaza Avtikon Tevel Baltimot Nachon Kisach Meyaz Me'olam Atah. Almighty, the floods may storm aloud, the floods may storm and thunder, but even above the roar of great waves, mighty breakers of the ocean, supreme is the might of the Creator. The proofs you give are very sure. Holiness is the mark of your house, God, as long as time endures. In each of our homes, some alone, separated from each other by space, but absolutely together in this moment, let us each hear the call of our community and each privately express our personal commitment to supporting each other as a community who prays together and strives to fulfill the mitzvot of our heritage. Bless the living God, whom we are called to bless. Blessed is the living God, whom we are called to bless forever and ever. on page 129. With everlasting love have you loved your people, the family of Israel. Teaching and practice, duty and justice, these you have taught us. Therefore, our God and guide, we think upon all this before we sleep and when we wake, and rejoice and delight in your teaching and its practice forever and ever. For they are our life and the measure of our days. We keep them in mind both day and night. Never take your love away from us. Blessed are you, God, who loves your people, Israel. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amchavta Torah u'mitzvot Hukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadata Al kein aleinu Eloheinu V'shofeinu hukumeinu Nasiya b'hechecha V'nisma v'nalos b'divrei Tortecha u'mitzvotecha v'kotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem heinu ve'orach yameinu v'hem negev romam. V'layla b'havata utasim imenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai ohevet amo, ohevet et amo Yisrael. Shama Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Mavuto, Le'olam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך ובכל לבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אני מצווה היום על לבך ושינתם לבניך ודיברת בם והשיבתך ביתך ובדלך ופלטך בדרך, ושופטך וקומך, ושבתם להיות על ידיך, וחיו לא תפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם במוסדות ביתך ובשעריך. At the bottom of page 134. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. All this is true and firmly held by us, that you are our living God and no other exists, and that we are Israel, your people. You perform great deeds beyond research, too wonderful to tell. Your children saw your power, praised and thanked your name, and willingly accepted your rule over them. With great joy, Moses and Miriam and the children of Israel answered you in song, all of them saying, Mihi chamocha be'elim Adonai, mihi chamocha neda b'kodesh, nora tehilot ohosefele, nora tehilot ohosefele. Ma'alehu tehar Adonai Eloheinu, rahu v'necha al hayam, yachad kulam hodu v'himlichu v'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. And it is prophesied, for the Almighty has set Jacob free and rescued him from a hand stronger than his own. Blessed are you, God, who rescues Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ya'al Yisrael. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha. Ashkifenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Source of our life and our sovereign, cause us to lie down in peace and rise again to enjoy life. Spread over us the covering of your peace, guide us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Be a shield about us, turning away every enemy, disease, violence, hunger, and sorrow. Remove the temptation that awaits us and the guilt that lies behind us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are a God who guards and protects us, a ruler of mercy and compassion. Guard us when we go out and when we come in, to enjoy life and peace both now and forever. And spread over us the shelter of your peace. Blessed are you, God, spreading the shelter of your peace over us, over your people Israel, and over all the world. V'shamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledortam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledortam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Israel, Od leolam, v'shamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledortam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, et ha-shamayim v'et haaretz, v'shamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledortam berit olam. U'bayom hashvi Shabbat v'yinafash, Shabbat v'yinafash, Shabbat vayin nafash v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat lasot et haShabbat ledartam berit olam. Please rise now for a silent Amidah or your own meditations. We begin on page 140. Adonai tzivatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. If you are still davening or absorbed in your meditation, please just pause the stream until you're ready to rejoin the service. As we experience the turning of the year, that poised moment of equinox, the seasons changing, the beginning of 5781, approaching the ending of the reading of our scrolls and turning back to begin again, it's a good time to think about stepping from where we have been, where we were, and stepping into where we have to go, where we could go, where we might be longing to be. And this happening within the immutable structures of our existence, as we'll hear when we get to turn the scrolls back to the beginning again. And it's a good time now, of course, in the current circumstances, to be very clear-headed, very clear-sighted about where we were and where we will be. We made our choices. Looking back, we can reflect on them. Looking forward, we have choices to be made. Our heritage gives us that opportunity every week. As we have the opportunity to step out of the working week and into a day that has potential to be different if we choose. In this particular Shabbat, the book is still open. We still have time to reflect, to be ready to step into a day which we have the opportunity to make different, informed by the wisdom of our heritage and the wisdom of our hearts, the insights that sit inside us, sometimes so hard to find, so hard to shine a light onto. But when something happens, maybe something to do with High Holy Days, the answer was there all the time. We do know many truths. We just don't always see them. Other things we see or experience very clearly, but we don't know what to do with them. That's where heritage and community and reflection all have their place too. Shabbat's a pretty good day to spend time working some of this out. And these days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are a very good time to grapple with the choices that we have before us. Choose life, l'chaim. And on page 310, please stand. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit g'dula b'rotzei bereshit, asher b'habanu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato, v'anachnu korim u'mishtahapim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu notei shamayim v'yosed haaretz, Moshe Yekaro Bashamayim Yemaho, Ushinatoso, Begove Merobim, Hu Eloheinu Ein Od, Emed Malkeinu Evesulato, Kakatuf Batorato, Yadata Hayom, Behashivota, Levabecha, Ki Adonai hu Elohim, Bashamayim Imav, Yahaaretz, Mitochat Ein Od. And on page 313. Therefore, Almighty God, we put our hope in you. Soon let us witness the glory of your power when the worship of material things shall pass away from the earth, and prejudice and superstition shall at last be cut off, when the world will be set right by the rule of God, and all humanity shall speak out in your name, and all the wicked of the earth shall turn to you. Then all who inhabit this world shall meet in understanding, and shall know that we are all partners in the repairing of your world. For yours alone is the true kingdom, and only the glory of your rule endures forever. So it is written in your Torah, the Eternal shall rule forever and ever. So it is prophesied, the Eternal shall be sovereign over all the earth. On that day, the Eternal shall be one and known as one. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lamelech al kol haaretz, v'yom hachu yiheh Adonai echad, u'shemo Ushamo Echad. In this moment, when we would previously have said Kaddish standing together, we reach out to those in mourning to stand with them in spirit. May their memories be a blessing as we remember those who are in Shloshim and who have died at this time. Please excuse me sitting down, but I need to read this list from the screen if I haven't got it in the way. We think of all those who are in Shloshim as we remember Tony Crystal, the husband of Sue Crystal, as we remember Jackie Epstein, the wife of Martin Epstein, and as we remember Malcolm Wayne, the father of Simon Wayne. We also remember Rivka Bentov Bat Solva Raphael, mother of Lil Connor. And we share this special time of Yahrzeit with all those who are remembering special people in their lives. We remember William Carvis, the father of Paul Carvis. We remember David Collins, the husband of Gwendolyn Collins. We think of Stella Zimmerman, remembered by Kevin Black, his mother. We remember with David Gordon, Jennifer Moran, and the whole Sinai family, Sophie Muriel Gordon. We think of Bonnie Reha, remembered by the whole Sinai family, and Anne Baker, and Frieda Schindler, each remembered by the Sinai family. May all their memories be a blessing. And if you have other names which you are holding in your hearts, please say them to the person beside you or say them aloud so that you hear their names in your own ear. And please all stand if you're comfortable and able to, and support those who wish to say Kaddish. Yid Kadal. Oh, say shalom b'broma, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru v'imru amen. We're also sharing at this time Linda Harrison's joy at the safe arrival of her grandson, baby Jamie, and also sending our supportive good wishes to the new mum, Steph, for a full and speedy recovery from a difficult birth. And there are some other announcements. Please do check on your card for all the different options for the High Holy Day Yom Kippur services. There's all sorts of different things for different people. And I noticed that there's a slight change in the children's service offering. And I think if you check with Helen Michael, that will be your best source of information. So be sure you've got the right up-to-date information on that. And do give some thought, perhaps this Shabbat, for your preparations and plan of what you want to do with the spaces between your screen time. In the old last year way, you might have just stayed in shul for the entire day and you wouldn't have had to make any decisions. You would have just been. You would have just been there in the zone and you wouldn't have had to think about anything. And I'm certainly very conscious it's going to be very different and very difficult to stay in that zone here for all the obvious reasons. So plan ahead and get yourself some strategies, a space, a place, maybe move some clutter, make yourself a tranquil corner. However you want to do it, I think we need to put some work in ahead of time to be able to make this work. So good luck with that. If you haven't sent a contribution to the High Holy Day Appeal and you're meaning to, don't forget. It is very, very easy on the super duper new website. Next Thursday is another open mic evening. So if you would like to bring or just absorb people's poetry, prose choices, songs. We had some harmonica playing last time. It was very good. I'm hoping that I've tempted the harmonica player to come again, but I don't know. That's all the announcements I'm aware of. Jonathan, did you want to add anything extra?
Yes, a couple of things. Some people have actually asked what time the Kol Nidre service starts on Sunday evening. It's 6:30, and you'll be able to get it on the YouTube or on streaming, but not on Zoom. That's true for all of the High Holy Day services. Tomorrow morning, Robert Bartfield will be taking our Shabbat morning service, leading us. For those that want to watch on the streaming, it's the same connection that you've used this evening and on YouTube as well. And for those that want to watch on Zoom, the password for that was in the newsletter, but here I'll repeat it again for those that want it, 374869. So 374869 if you want to watch it on the Zoom. What we'll be doing tomorrow is leaving so Robert will be leading a regular service and it will include both Kaddish and Kiddush at the end of the service. But we'll leave the Zoom on so that if people want to socialise afterwards, we can do that as well. So hope to see lots of people tomorrow morning as well. I noticed that Helen's here, so did you want to make any clarification to what Thea's just announced, Helen, if you'd like to unmute yourself?
Actually, it's nothing to do with me. But I did see the information in the newsletter, and I think what's happening is they're going to have, as it says, a service at 9:30, and then there's also one, I believe, at 10:30, and they're for different ages of school kids. So anybody who wants to know more about this, do look in the newsletter, and you'll find it there. I think perhaps the 10:30 one was primary school age, and the first one is for tots, or it might be the other way around.
I think it.
So yes, so please check, because I'm actually, it wasn't anything to do with me. I think probably
Sorry.
Naomi is doing her Shabbatot type thing for the little ones. And I've no idea who's doing the primary age one.
And the website actually has all that information and is up to date. So if you want to check there as well, it's there. Just before I shut up, a massive thank you to Thea for doing this evening. We're lucky that once a month we're having the opportunity for lay leaders to lead our services for us on both Fridays and Saturdays, and this is one of those. A fantastic evening tonight. So thank you very much, Thea, for doing that.
Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. And are you going to want to end the service with a song? Or?
Yes, indeed.
Right, okay.
Unmute yourself, Jonathan. No, mute yourself.
No, I'm going to mute myself. Don't worry.
That's the thing. Mute yourself. That's a lovely little moment, like in real shul, when people all come up to the bima to make their announcements, and there's a whole queue of people. So that was really nice. Thank you, Helen, for even though I gave you the wrong cue. Thank you for speaking, and Jonathan. Trying to keep to time. Page 323, the song number 6. God, give strength to your people. Bless your people with peace. Adonai oz le'amo yiten. Adonai oz le'amo yiten. Adonai oz le'amo yiten. Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom. And if anyone, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. And if anyone wishes to make Kiddush, it's 454. Vaychulu hashamayim b'haaretz v'kol tziva'am. Vayhal Elohim b'yom hashvi'i malachuto asher asa. Vayshbot b'yom hashvi'i mikol malachuto asher asa. Vayvarek Elohim et yom hashvi'i vaykadesh oto. Kivo Shabbat mikol melachuto asher bara Elohim la'asot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu Shabbat kodsho b'havava uvratzon hinhilanu zikaron lema'aseh Bereshit. Ki hu yom tehillah lemikra kodesh litzat Mitzrayim kivanu v'achalta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodsha v'vara v'ratzon hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Makadesh HaShabbat L'chaim. L'chaim, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.